Another week is upon us for the stock market, guys, and we have a bunch of companies set to report earnings, although they're not the most extravagant companies, if you will. Pretty much all the most notable companies already reported earnings. These companies are still worth watching. So we're going to break down a bunch of estimates for EPS, revenue regarding these companies, and we're going to break down a bunch of charts. So hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to get up to 15 stocks from Moomoo and check out Interactive Brokers. All of those links are down below, guys. I appreciate you all for tuning in as always. And with that being said, cheers. Let's dive right into the video. So check it out. It's currently about 7:40, so the futures market is open right now. By the way, it is Sunday night when I'm making this video. You're either watching it Sunday night or Monday morning. It depends. Either way, the video is relevant. So right now, heading into Monday, it looks like we do have a bit of red when it comes to the futures. Looks like the Russell futures are down 0.1%. You guys can see right here about 3 points. Nothing really crazy, to be honest. Looks like the Dow futures are also down about 0.1%, 0.12 to be exact, down 48 points. And it looks like, let's see here, the S&P futures down about 8 points, 0.15%, as it looks like the NASDAQ down 0.2%. So nothing really crazy. It looks like we are selling off a little bit here heading into Monday, which you guys know how that goes. I mean, come on, futures, they could flip-flop overnight. It happens all the time. So for all we know, we can open up super green tomorrow. Who knows? But right now we are selling off a bit in the futures market, and that is kind of continuing. The selling that is continuing from what we saw on SPY pretty much all day Friday. We sold off pretty much all day. You guys can see, even though we had a green day, SPY did make lower lows, lower highs throughout the day here. And you guys can see Triple Q pretty much did the same thing, right? Downtrended all day, and it looks like that red is continuing right now in the futures market. So again, this could flip-flop. Don't get too hung up on this, oh, we're red, so it's going to be a huge red day tomorrow. Not necessarily, but it is something worth noting. We are slipping a little bit in the futures market right now. So with that being said, let me cover, or at least start to cover, these 7 stocks that I'm looking at, 7 companies, all of which are set to report earnings this week, guys. So let's dive into it with number 1, which is Domino's Pizza, ticker symbol DPZ. I believe they're set to report earnings on Tuesday, right? Actually, no, they're tomorrow in the morning. So Monday morning, maybe even right now, if it is Monday morning when you're watching this video, these earnings are coming out, right? So they're pretty much set to start the week essentially for, this earnings week. And Domino's Pizza stock, this thing is pretty much pushing a multi-month high right now. And we do have an ascending triangle. Do you guys see this right here? We do have an ascending triangle on Domino's Pizza. So if this does play out, let's say numbers come in strong, and I'll show you the estimates in a second, we could start breaking out from here, maybe towards all-time highs again, which I know we have a ways to go, but maybe towards 500, mid-high 400s at least, maybe if earnings are super strong. So Domino's Pizza set to report EPS, or the average estimate right now, let's put it that way, is $4.38 versus $3.97 from last year. And revenue is estimated at $1.42 billion versus $1.39 billion from last year. So that will be up around 2.2% projected year over year. So we'll see what that looks like, the headline numbers, and of course what guidance looks like as well. But as for the chart, 440 is where I'm setting my alert. Again, I'm watching this ascending triangle, and we'll see if it breaks out. If it does, guys, there could be more upside on DPZ. In the short term, we also have the darling of the pandemic, guys, Zoom video communication. This one's on Monday or Tuesday, maybe Monday as well. So this could be tomorrow or today, depending on when you're watching. Yeah, they're after the bell on Monday the 26th. So yeah, this one's been downtrending pretty heavily heading into earnings. It looks like we started off the year at about $75 per share. Now Zoom Video is down to $63, so it is down about 15% heading into earnings, and we do have a descending triangle, pretty clear as day. Do you guys see this? Not the most bullish pattern. Let's just put it that way. So Zoom's looking to do EPS of $1.15 versus the $1.22 from last year. So yeah, not looking good, guys, when it comes to EPS. It's worse than last year, and revenue's pretty much flat, $1.13 versus $1.12 billion from last year. So don't expect any growth, really, from Zoom on the top line. And again, EPS, it's shrinking from last year. Not a good sign at all. And if Zoom does take out the lows here from the end of October, in other words, if we do get this descending triangle to play out, Zoom could be seeing a lot more downside, which at that point, man, who knows where it's going to be going. It's going to be at a low on this 3-year chart, which is not good at all for the bulls. The next stock here is Lowe's, which you guys know Lowe's is a pretty good company, right? Ticker symbol LOW. So this one, let me show you this. Let me draw this triangle out. Looks like we did have an ascending triangle, a couple of days ago. It actually started breaking out of it. So this looks really good. Pretty bullish, I'd say, heading into earnings for Lowe's. Let me draw some other lines here out. You guys can see the high on this 4-hour chart is 237, right? Let me draw that out. Boom. We can see another one's 235-ish. So Lowe's looks pretty bullish on the charts. We're breaking out of the highs from the middle of December right here. You guys see that? And it looks like now we're starting to fill the gap to 237. If that were to break, it could be going up even higher. So Lowe's looks really good in my eyes. Let me show you this. The all-time high, I believe, is 263, which who knows? That's where we could be going if we do start pushing past the highs from July being around 240. But we'll see if that happens. Big if. Again, earnings are coming up. So Lowe's looks like it could be getting ready for an explosion. They're on, I believe, Tuesday. Let me double check. Yeah, Tuesday in the morning, the 27th, we have Lowe's. The company's reporting. So they're looking to do $1.68. And mind you, their estimates are not good. Their comparables in general are not going to be good this quarter. So listen to this. EPS is $1.68. That's the estimate versus the $2.28 from last year. Yeah, you heard that right. EPS is shrinking pretty big time, and revenues also shrinking year over year, $18.48 billion, or actually $18.45 billion, versus $22.45 billion from last year. So revenues, expected to be down almost 18% year over year. So we'll see how that plays out. Obviously, that's a known thing right now. It's not like it's unknown. The market already knows that. But we'll see how the stock reacts to earnings, guidance, all that good stuff. And we also have Salesforce this week, guys, CRM, which is already at a high right now, looks like, on the 4-hour chart, which I believe is an all-time high, or we're pretty dang close at least. Yeah, $20 away from all-time high. So they're on Wednesday. Let me double check here. CRM is set to report on the 28th, which I believe, that's on Wednesday after the bell. So they're looking to do $2.26 of EPS versus $1.68. So that's good. That's from last year, $1.68. And revenue, they're looking to do $9.22 billion on average versus $8.38 billion from last year. So expect roughly 10% revenue growth, at least on average right now, from Salesforce. So yeah, guys, I'm keeping my eyes pretty peeled on Salesforce this week. And mind you, they do have a bit of a bearish divergence. A little bit here. You guys noticed that on the RSI. I'm not sure if you see that. So we'll see how that plays out moving forward. But either way, Salesforce is a big one worth watching for this week. Definitely in the top 3. And we also have HPQ this week, which we do have a wedge overall on this 4-hour chart. So the stock's been making higher lows, in other words, as it's been making lower highs as well. You guys can see that here. So we have HPQ set to report earnings, it looks like on the 28th, which is on Wednesday after the bell. They're looking to do 81 cents versus 75 cents from last year when it comes to earnings per share. So a slight increase from last year on revenue of $13.51 billion. I don't have the the number from last year, but either way, we have a wedge, like I said, here on HPQ. So let me set some alerts so we can see if it breaks out to the upside or obviously to the downside, kind of what direction it's going to pick. So I'm going to put one alert at $31, mark is at or above, and I'll put another one at maybe $28, mark is at or below $28 per share. So HPQ, we'll watch out for it. We have AMC as well this week, guys, which, I mean, this thing's probably a goner at this point, guys, but I'm still watching it as the stock is one that could pop off at some point. Again, who knows? Obviously, it's not going to go back to where it was, and I don't think it's going to do anything close to even a fraction of what it did before, but it's still one worth watching. It could see a little move here as earnings are coming up. So AMC is looking to lose 55 cents in EPS on average versus the loss of $2.29 from last year. So that's actually a pretty good progression for EPS versus last year. Not bad. And revenue, $1.03 billion versus $990 million from last year. Revenue is going to be up 4.4% year over year. So AMC, again, it's pretty much a goner. I don't think it's going to do anything crazy here, but I'm still watching it again as earnings are coming up. Why not? Might as well keep it on the watch list. And the last one for the video here, guys, is Best Buy, ticker symbol BBY, which we can see now heading into earnings week. It is starting to break above some key levels here. We do have a triangle on this 4-hour chart. If we zoom in, you guys can see that. So if we do start breaking, let's say $77, $80 could be next. That breaks mid-80s, right? Could be where we're going. That's where the stock was back in the end of July. So BBY, they're set to do on average EPS of $2.51 versus $2.61 from last year. Looks like revenue $14.53 billion versus $14.73 billion from last year. So expect revenue on average to be down 1.4% year over year. And Best Buy is set to report on Thursday, I believe. Let's see here. Yeah, Thursday in the morning, the 29th of February. So those are 7 companies, guys. I'm watching: Domino's Pizza, Zoom, Lowe's, Salesforce, HP, AMC, and Best Buy. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. Do not forget to get up to 15 stocks for Moomoo. Just simply use that link down below. Open up your account and fund it with at least $100. Once you do that, you get 5 stocks, and fund it with at least $1,000. You get 10 more stocks, totaling 15 stocks, and each of those could be valued up to $2,000, guys. So get on it. What are you waiting for? The clock's ticking. Use that link down below. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you guys later.